So as sweet as she is, you know, that's not gonna fly. But helping out a hospital wasn't really the worst of reasons. Yeah, but that's not the point. That's not the point, though. I needed to take a little time to calm down so that I could work this out with Katie better. I'd like to go back to my lunch now, but I want to talk with you about this later, okay? Yes, sir. Katie nodded and left quite quickly, and she broke her promise. When somebody breaks a promise like that, it really irks me a lot. That's a big pet peeve of mine. I sighed and tried to finish my food before I had to go back to the kitchen, especially if I'm giving somebody the benefit of the doubt. So I am disappointed in Katie that, you know, she wasn't at least trying to work with the situation. She fell back on her promise, and she seemed to expect to be paid, you know, unfairly, compared to everybody else, which is not right. It's not. She's a very empathic person. She's very sweet, but I think that she needs to be a little more understanding about things, and she can't take advantage of not only myself but her other fellow coworkers, because that's not right either. Okay, now we're feeding everybody. Now people are getting what they want. They're getting their venison stew. Okay. Good. Goal of $12.50. Fine. Phantasmerific. Okay, we need to buy more stuff. That's fine. I need to buy more of these. I need to buy more of these. We need more stuff for our fish. And our venison is already gone. That's okay. We'll get more venison in a moment. I'm just trying to make sure that I can catch up with everything else. Yeah, buy the rest in potatoes. We don't have any more venison stew or venison for a stir fry. Remove that. Remove that. Let's make sure that our regular menu is still solid. We got our artifish. Artifish is very good. So, open the restaurant. 15 out of 16 people. Who didn't end up getting anything? It was old man. Wanted nothing, purchased nothing. Alright. And now we don't want to go to bed. The only thing we have left is artifish. Sorry, folks. I mean, yeah, we need to figure out a better way of feeding everybody. Bloomin' onion, mashed potatoes. We already got rid of this venison stir fry. Yeah, we're not gonna feed everybody this time. Steak frites. Yeah, we're just doing the fish. Yeah. Open the restaurant. There's gonna be a lot of people who are coming in not getting fed. Alright. It's getting late. I arrived at my bedroom. Time for sleep. Alright. Let's go ahead and buy our regulars. Stuff for bloomin' onion. We got carrots, green beans. 10, 10, 10. 6. Enough artifice? Okay. We need more. Let's try to get more of the venison stuff back in. So we got that, and then we've got need to start making more money. Let's have some more chicken. Oh, we have plenty of chicken. It's the carrots that we don't have a lot of. Alright, let's get our recipes back. Venison stir fry. Venison stew. That's a menu. Bloomin' onion. Mashed potatoes. Steak frites again. Mashed potatoes, artifice, venison, stir fry. Carrots are back. Okay, now our menu is we're back in business. Okay, feeding everybody again. Good. Now we're starting to get the cash flow. See, I just have to get the momentum going again. Once I can get a steady amount of money, then I can, you know, we're good. It's just I have to get to that point. Okay, no more green. We got rid of our green beans. Alright, now I can change the menu. Okay. Let's talk to Claire. We haven't talked to Claire. As Claire idly chats with me about cheap chicken quality, I can't help but notice that she looks a bit cuter today than usual. It was a weird thing to think about while having a conversation on mechanical processing. Maybe it was the way she was smiling at me. It was the kind of smile that made her eyes soften like melting chocolate. Ooh. Or maybe it's how she kept laughing at all my jokes, even the stupid ones, that made her seem more attractive. It could have been how she kept finding ways to touch my hand while we were talking. Oh. Wait, was she flirting with me? Our conversation probably should have taken a pause there, since I couldn't think of anything to say, but Claire didn't really notice my sudden silence. I mean, cellulose is just a fancy word for wood pulp. That they put that stuff in glass. Oh, I mean, cellulose is just a fancy word for wood pulp. They just put that stuff in plastic. They say it's good for you, but our bodies aren't used to eating wood. They're used to real meat with fat. The human brain is even made of fat. We need it to think. I nodded at Claire as the possibility that she could be flirting with me washed away with her words. Honestly, who flirts while talking about sawdust and meat? I remember reading that cellulose adds more fiber to the meat, which is supposed to be good for people who can't afford meat that isn't cheap. Since they don't usually get enough fiber, well, that's probably part of the reasoning anyway. Excuse much more like it, like trying to put fluoride in the water. All good intentions dressed up as excuses. I don't think I've ever heard about that. It was a pretty big deal back in the 60s. I remember hearing Gramps talking about it all the time. But he was saying that fluoridation was a communist plot to undermine public health, so, you know. Okay. Claire let out a sweaty familiar laugh that I was instinctively I went along with. I didn't really want to derail things, but it was getting late. Hey, I need to go, I said with a little laugh. With a light laugh, which caused Claire to pull a cute, lightly annoyed face. Oh, sure, just love him and leave him. Wow, harsh. She laughed again, so I know she was kidding. Hang on a minute, would you? Claire ripped off some receipt paper and wrote something on it before handing it to me. Is this her phone number? I turned it around my hand and looked at the hole. It was numbers. To be precise, it was a phone number. You keep forgetting to ask me for it. I thought I'd save the trouble. Oh, girl, you're being really presumptuous, but I mean, I admire the boldness. Because I feel like there's a double standard when it comes to flirtatious. You know, when guys are being flirtatious versus when girls are being really flirtatious, I feel like there's a double standard. I feel like there's a slightly more negative stigma when a woman is being forward about being flirtatious with someone. Because I think the stigma is people say that they basically are, a slut for being very forward, which I think is a shame, because I feel like, why can't it be more socially appropriate or socially acceptable for a woman to be just as confident in trying to make the first move as it is for men? Because I think stereotypically, men are supposed to make the first move, and if the woman makes the first move, then it's, again, the stigma. So I'm gonna say bravo to her. Kudos to her for putting herself out there, because that's hard. That's really hard. Believe me, I know how hard it is to put yourself out there. Is this for the shop? If by shop you mean myself, then yes, it is. She gave me a sly grin as my thoughts went back to the possible flirting from before. Are you asking me out? Of course not. A lady never asks a man out. Which is interesting because I don't think I ever specified my gender. Did I ever specify my gender in this game? So does the game assume that you're a guy? I hope not. I'm surprised by that. It never once specified my gender in the beginning. I mean, it just so happens that I was role-playing as basically kind of myself, sort of my version of myself in this universe, of which I would have been a male. But, okay, a lady never asks a man out. She was teasing me now. I smiled at her. Thanks for the meet. I picked up my bag and waved with the receipt still in hand. When I had a chance, I put her number in my phone. Okay. I'm not really interested in her romantically, but I would love to be friends. She's cute. She seems to have a really good sense of humor. But, I don't think that anything's romantic's gonna come out of it, so hopefully she's not thinking that, because I'd hate to, lead her on. Check menu. Venison stew. What am I missing in my venison stew? Oh, green beans. Alright, well we're gonna remove that from the menu. Because that was pretty much my let's empty out the pantry. That was my let's empty out the pantry attempt. So I know, yeah. Paul never wants to talk while we're at work. He's a little more professional about that, apparently. 16 out of 16. Okay. We really need to get more people in. Steak frites and chatrets and all that good stuff. Alright, now we need to load up so that we can go through 2 meals. Yeah. Let's get more venison, because that's our star player. This is also our star player. And then get our produce. Oh my. So okay. Get our spices. Our discounted, awesomely discounted spices. Okay. Check our menu. Nice! Look at that. 10s all around. Hopefully we can feed a lot of people. Sweet. And, yep, we're gonna open up a restaurant again. We have... I think I've gotten my stride. Good. Nice. Nice. Very nice. It's getting late. I arrived at my bedroom. Time for sleep. Call up Claire. I guess I could. I mean, I guess I could call her up. I mean, she's also right there. But I mean, I can get an awesome discount if I do. Okay. Claire, Katie, Lisa. Nice. All right. Why not? Let's call Claire. I passed Claire's number every time I needed to call someone in my cell. It'd become a minor habit to ignore her name, and I almost did it again. Even today I was actually calling her. I'm not sure why it took me this long to do it, to be honest. And by this long, you mean like the next morning? On the third ring, she picked up. She seemed to already know it was me, or she just gave her number out a lot and answered the phone the same way for everyone. Well, it's about time you called me, stud. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to make sure that she knows we're just friends. Sorry, I had to get up the nerve. I laughed and got a warm one in return. You're lucky my dance card isn't full tonight. You wanna go for a walk? Okay, as long as I can make it very clear that I don't wanna, because I don't wanna lead the girl on. You know, sure, that sounds nice. After getting directions on where to meet and saying our happy goodbyes, I got myself ready to go. It was sort of a strange seeing Claire away from the counter. Sure, I would watch her go and cut the meat, but it never really occurred to me then just how short she was. She smiled at, oh, that's a cute dog, eh? She smiled up at me sweetly when she spotted me, though she didn't seem nearly as interested in my approach as the big yellow lab on the end of its leather leash did. The dog whined a little when I got close. It probably wanted to smell me, but it sat by Claire's side obediently, instead of jumping all over me, which was what I was kind of used to with dogs. I didn't have a lot of experience with them, really. I never got to have one as a pet, so when I did interact with dogs, it was usually at someone else's place. I didn't dislike dogs, but I didn't really love them either. Well, are you going to just stand there and gawk? I know I'm hot, but you should be used to that by now. Wow, she's really... I like this girl's confidence, I have to say. I just feel like I want to make it very clear that we're just going to be friends, so she doesn't feel hurt later. I was only here a minute or so, and Claire was already teasing me. I don't think I'll ever get used to it. I was pretty proud of how smooth that was, but Claire just found the response funny, which put a slight damper on it. She smelled more of flowers than meat today. I'm not sure why I didn't expect that. I mean, I didn't go around smelling like the dish of the day after I left the kitchen. Though I think raw meat has a stronger smell to it than anything I work with. Maybe she took a shower before having a walk with me? That was pretty nice of her, actually. You ready to walk? Yeah, just an innocent, platonic walk. I smiled at her and she smiled back. When she started walking, her dog trotted next to her at an even pace. For being as short as she was, she had some stride to her. I thought I'd have to slow down for her to keep up, but instead she was quickly leading the walk. At first we didn't really say anything. I was trying to think of something that wasn't cliche, and Claire seemed to just be enjoying the walk. Were we even really on a date right now? Maybe I'd misinterpreted Claire before and she never really was hitting on me. Maybe she just wanted a friend to walk her dog with her and she's just strokingly affectionate. Eventually I gave up on the whole no cliche thing and asked the most obvious question in the world. So what's your dog's name? Garm. That's a unique name. It's the name of the bloodstained watchdog that guards Hell's Gate. Claire wasn't looking at me as she spoke, so she probably didn't catch my perplexed stare. I love how geek-fest she is. I wasn't sure if that name was awesome or concerning. The best of trees must Yggdrasil be. Skidlanir best of boats. Of all the gods is Odin the greatest, and Sleipnir the best of steeds. Bitfrost of bridges, Bragi of skalds, Harbrock of hawks, and Garm of hounds. Claire turned to me and gave me the brightest smile. It's from the Poetic Edda, the Sayings of Grimnir, which is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. It's Norse mythology. Oh, okay, so then Odin is that Odin. Uh-huh. Claire laughed lightly and stopped walking. Garm seemed to be doing his business. For some reason, I felt deja vu. Garm is supposed to fight Tyr come Ragnarok, and they both kill each other. It's pretty rad. Tyr? God of law and heroic glory? Well, I guess he's not too heroic if he gets killed by a dog. Claire laughed at that, and I wasn't sure if I should be offended or not. When Garm finished his business, she picked it up with a plastic baggie and he walked to a nearby trash can. Well, they keep Garm chained up in an overhanging mountaintop cave, and when he howls, it's supposed to mean Ragnarok is coming, so he's pretty hardcore. You're really into Norse mythology, huh? Well, I was more into heavy metal, but that did kind of lead into a healthy appreciation of Norse mythology, yeah. Was? Okay, I'm still into heavy metal, but my musical talents have expanded quite a bit recently. Classical is pretty rad, too, especially when they're playing heavy metal music. Classical heavy metal, which I have heard, which is pretty awesome. Don't knock the classical heavy metal. Kind of? There's a really B cover of Sandman done with cellos and violins and stuff. I'm gonna have to listen to that. Oh, okay. Wow, I've just been chatting your ear off, huh? Claire pulled out her phone and checked it. Oh shoot, I gotta get home soon. She offered me an apologetic smile. You wanna get something to eat next time? Sure. Awesome, I was thinking about trying Arca, but it's too fancy to go alone. Plus you're a chef, so it should be pretty cool to see what you think of the food. Wait, Arca is where Emily works. No thanks. I said that more abruptly than I meant to. Claire sort of looked suspicious about my tone. Okay, we could just go to a cafe instead. I wouldn't mind hijacking the free Wi-Fi for a bit. We could watch a movie while we eat. Oh, please, game, can I just be if I have to be I hope that this game lets you have a friend route. Like, I hope that if you're trying to build relationships with these people, that it can be friendly if you want it to be friendly, like having the romance be optional. I hope they don't, I hate when games are like, oh, if you want to build relationships, it has to be romantic, because I don't think that's very realistic or fair. That sounds pretty nice, actually. Cool! Call me up when you're free! Bye! Claire smiled and started walking to, I assumed, her car. I decided to just hang out in the park a bit longer so there wouldn't be an awkward walk to the same place after saying bye moment. Claire was certainly interesting. Okay. Let's see. Oh my! Claire, good to see you here. I just saw you. Alright. We're gonna get more of these, because people really like their chicken, apparently. And we're gonna buy some of these, and some of these, and a whole lot of these, and some of these. Alright. Alright. That should be enough. Open restaurant. Bam! 16 out of 16. Nice. Alright. Let's keep it up, shall we? People are eating up this chicken like there's no tomorrow. I'm gonna have to increase the demand seems to be so big, I'm gonna have to increase the price on this. People are really loving this chicken. Or I might add, I could also add a spice to it. Yeah, that's I think what I'll do. I'm gonna bump up the chicken by adding a bit of spice. So We could do soy sauce. Soy sauce might be a good idea. Add some soy sauce to the chicken or curry powder. Let's do soy sauce. We're gonna update these recipes. So we're gonna add some spice to this. Soy sauce. And we're gonna change the price because we need to make some money off of this. $20. $20 for carrots. Alright. Steak frites for $13.33. Carrots for $20. Bloomin' onions for $6.10. Mashed potatoes for $10. Artifish is still good for everybody. Alright, we've got a nice array right there. It's really satisfying, like, updating your repertoire. 16. Have we been selling any of the carrots? Nope, but we're selling a lot of the potatoes. Ooh, look, somebody popped. Wow, old man wanted carrot and got the carrots. Nice. The carrots are a hit. So are the mashed potatoes. I think I'm gonna have to update the mashed potatoes as well. Maybe add a meat to the mashed potatoes. Or a spice, too. Yeah, I could add a spice to the mashed potatoes. And more of this, and more of this. Alright, let's add some meat to our potatoes. We could do some ribs, or pork chops. Let's do pork chops. People like pork chops. Yeah, let's do pork chops. Although ribs are good too. Let's do ribs. 7. So we're gonna edit the recipe. We're gonna edit our mashed potatoes. And we're gonna add ribs. Yeah. We're gonna change the name to Ribs and Taters. Ribs and Taters. Ribs and Taters tots. Change the price. Yeah, we're gonna definitely have to work on this price. $22? Yeah. That'll be good. Ribs and taters. Let's make this a specialty item. Let's see if people want to take it. All right. $23. Check the menu. We can always bring the price down if we really wanted to. Yeah, there's only 7 of them, so I'm gonna raise the price because supply and demand, right? Make sure there's no opportunity to hang out with Paul, because I really want to hang out with Paul more than Claire and Lisa, honestly. 15 out of 16. Who came in not eating anything? The young lady? Wanted nothing and got nothing. Alright, well I guess there wasn't anything in particular she wanted. But we got some ribs out of this. Bloomin' onions. People are like the ribs, bloomin' onions. I'm gonna have to bump up the onions too. No, ooh, all the ribs got eaten up. Those are, yeah, that's good. That's a good sign.